Hey guys, it's Timmy, and as you might be able to know by the title, today I went to the thrift store and I picked up a few cool items, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Now, this video is being recorded on my laptop's crappy webcam. There are some circumstances leading up to this, which I'll probably cover in a future update video, but, pretty soon. So, yeah, but for now, let's just take a look at what I got. So the first item I'm going to show you is this. This is a General Electric portable radio. I paid $4.99 for it. This is, I believe, the first thing I got. So yeah, it's just one of your crappy 80s GE IC radios. Like, there's your stamp of quality right there. IC. But I mean, I don't know, it's cool, and I mean, you don't see these types of things at my Goodwill very often, and plus, a family member, like a kind of a distant relative, has this exact radio, so it's kind of cool to find one. As you can see, it is pretty crusty. I don't know if you can see that, but the top is like super dirty. This was probably in someone's garage or something, which is exactly where my relative's one of these is, but it should probably clean up. I mean, it is just plastic. So, I'm going to plug it in here. Now, I'm going to have to use a distant outlet, because outlets that don't have things plugged into them already are becoming pretty scarce around these parts, but we'll see. So, so right now it's not turned on. That's awfully scratchy.
Visit Flagstar.com.
Good time, avocado.
Band scan here. Oh, I should probably put up the aerial or antenna, or however you want to call it. Let me fix my camera here. It's a pretty short antenna, honestly. Only like, I'd say about 1.5 feet, but we'll see.
I just might.
No.
By the way, after a tough workout, athletes reach
Simply. I kept thinking it was.
See, I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. I mean, it is just like a cheap IC radio. Yeah, so I gave you like a bit of a band scan. FM's pretty good. It was able to pick up all those stations as you heard. AM, it didn't pick up as much, but there aren't as many active AM stations around here anymore. I should try DXing with this tonight, because, I mean, it is IC, so it should be sensitive enough to pick that up. But, yeah, that's the first thing I got. Let me just show you the model number here. The date code sticker doesn't have anything printed on it, so I don't know when this is from, but I'd imagine around 1984 or 85-ish. This is a model 7-26600, made in Malaysia. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, there you go. And it has a headphone socket, but I can't really test that. Apparently you can run this off of... This is where your power cord will go, so that you can run it off power, or you can run it off of batteries, because there is a battery thing that's really hard to remove for whatever reason. There you go. And it has one of these things, which is nice, because I need one of these, like 4 battery holder things. That is a 9-volt socket for a old, I believe it's a real tone radio from the 60s. But yeah, that's the first thing I got, so, I mean, GE radio, I approve. It's alright, I guess. So next thing, this is another GE radio product. This is a General Electric clock radio. This is from the 90s, like, it's not super vintage. I just got it because I needed some new clock radios. It's, got 2 alarms, which is interesting. And this, like another one that I have, the 2 alarms have different sounds. Got your radio, and this is a 90s one. Let's see. Yeah, date code says 5518, so 1995. Probably, because the second digit in the date code is the last digit of the year, so since that's 5518, then it's 1995. But I will plug this in and give you a band scan. Oh, fun bonus feature. So this is a model 7-4621A. I can't imagine this is a super common model. But yeah, look at that. Got a vintage Rayovac battery in there. I'll have to add that to the collection. Yep, there you go. Rayovac, and it hasn't leaked everywhere, so that's nice. Put that there for now. Yeah, let's plug this in. Yep. Oh, the cords, like the prongs, are bent. Alright, there we go. As you can see, it starts at 12 o'clock. Yeah, my camera's having weird sync issues, but it's 12 o'clock. So, you can set the clock. There's controls on the side to set the time and alarm, so by just hitting these, you can set the time. And there's like forward and reverse, which is pretty cool. And then, so let's listen to the radio here. It's got a sleep switch for the radio, or you can just turn it on with these buttons. This is like basically a 90s version of the GE 7-4663, which is one I have at Mom's, and it's weird, like the chip must be the same, because the alarms are the same way. Because with that one, the first alarm is lower pitched, and like 1 beep per second, and then the second alarm is twice the pitch, and twice as fast. So the low alarm is beep, 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 and then the second alarm is beep, 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 beep. But whatever. So it's got a control here for the volume. It's like a twisty one. And they're pretty crackly. Just because there's so many stations all clustered next to each other. And then let's try AM, because this does do AM. Where's the switch for that, though? Oh, it's on the back. Oh, alright, there we go. Okay, it's off. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, it's not great as a radio, but what do you expect? It's just a cheap 90s GE clock. So let's show you what the alarms sound like. So here's wake 1. Let me just set that. And then you can adjust the volume. Alright, and then let's set this one to say 4. and you can have these wake to a buzzer or... Alright, so this is different. It's the same speed, but twice the pitch. So, yeah. You can snooze that and shut it off and stuff. You can just turn the radio on and off, or you can use a timer. Interesting that the snooze button does not shut off the sleep timer. That's something that I typically see on these GEs. But I mean, yeah, the GE 7-4621, I approve. It's all right. So yeah, that's that. So let me just unplug that for now. All right. Yeah. Next thingy is another clock radio. This is a Sony Dream Machine model ICF C240. It's a pretty high number. This one also is from the 90s. I believe it's 1991 is what I believe it is. Because 2001 doesn't make sense for this, and it's definitely not from 1981. Yeah, you got battery backup. It's kind of just a 90s version of the Sony ICF-C2W, I'd say. So let's plug this in for you. So yeah, flashes 12 o'clock when you first power it on. Typical of these. So let's show you what the radio sounds like. I forget how to do this. The controls on this thing are weird. It's all one switch with like 4 positions, but they're laid out weirdly. So let's turn it up. There's a control wheel on the side for tuning. Then try AM. Don't know what that noise is. Probably interference from my crappy computer. Alright, so that's the radio. Like the GE, it's not a great radio. You can see that the tuning dial is very small, and also it doesn't, like... It's pretty easy to, like, go all the way to the end just by turning that dial a little bit, so you don't have a lot of, like, precise tunability, but I mean, it's alright. What do you expect for a cheap 90s clock? So, let's set our alarm. And then... This is volume control. Well, it actually isn't volume controllable. Pretty quiet, honestly. Compared to, like, the other Dream Machines I've owned, but... Yeah, that's what the, alarm sounds like. So, yeah, again, I don't know, I approve for $4.99, which is what I paid for the GE clock. So, yeah, that's all for that one. But overall, I'd consider it alright. I approve. So, yeah, next thingy. The last thing that I got tonight was this. It's another clock radio. Well, yeah, what do you expect? Another clock from me. Wow, what a shocker. So this is an Emerson, and I believe this one is from the 80s. So this is, I believe, from the 80s. I believe this is radio only as far as alarm goes, because I haven't been able to find a buzzer on here. But it is really probably pretty cheap, so, whatever. As you can see, I paid $3.99 for it, which is the cheapest thing that I got. As you can see, it also has an old purple Goodwill logo, so it's obvious this has been sitting around for quite some time, but, it's alright, I guess. You got your snooze control, your hour and minute, your time set, your alarm set, and your sleep timer, which alarm they call wake. But yeah, let's plug this in. This is probably the oldest clock out of the bunch. Also, I believe this clock or something similar was featured in Home Alone 2, because I remember that they had an Emerson clock radio in the second movie. But yeah, let's plug that in. So yeah, once again, it starts at 12 o'clock. We can set the time here. So these controls aren't the cleanest. But yeah, so it's got a radio, which let's make sure that it's not going to blow our ears out, which it isn't. Now this one, as you can see, it has a bigger dial, so this should be like easier to tune and stuff. Plus it's older, so radios were more of a priority in these older clocks. You wanted a good radio, but yeah, let's turn this on. Oh, this is on, alright, it's on FM. Nothing. Oh, it's because I'm... Yeah, the controls are dirty.
Go to here. Get your red.
Parker Doc.
You
Care you need, no matter how long it's been.
got win one of. Able to attend.
I'll try AM.
We got to figure something. Oh my God.
That's alright, I guess. Another nice thing to note is that the display is dimmable, as you can see. There's a switch over here, and when you turn that on, you can make it dimmer or brighter. So yeah, and this one's alarm is radio only. As you can see, there's no like separate position. And if you set your wake time to that and do that, or as you can see, it's radio only.
Volunteers as.
So yeah, not great. And because it doesn't have a buzzer, I'll probably not include it in the clockophony, but I mean, it's alright for what it is, and I mean, what more do you expect? It's not like a super fancy thing anyway. I didn't get a free battery with this one, but yeah, so I'll unplug that here. So yeah, that's some Goodwill finds from tonight. Hope you enjoy this little video that I made. And yeah, stay tuned for more things. See ya, and 7 threes.